What's up, y'all? Hey, Lori, how you doing? What's up? What's up, Lisa? How you doing? Good morning. Anthony, what's up? It's not morning where I'm at. It's like the middle of the night. Excuse my eye. I think my contact messed it up a little bit. I'm super tired, but I can't go to sleep. Welcome to being jet lagged. Thank you, guys. Let me know where you're checking in from. Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate you. Right now, I'm in Fiji. As you can see, these are the shirts they made for me. It's incredible. And, I want to share a message. Just real quick, I want to share my experience of tonight. And I also want to share a message with you guys. And I know it's going to inspire somebody out there. Just talking about tonight, I'm in Fiji. We actually flew in, 13-hour flight from LA, got there. We're super ahead of y'all in time. Like it's already Saturday here. So for most of you guys, it's Friday. And so we got here, 13-hour flight yesterday morning, Friday morning, 6 a.m. Then we had to drive to Suva, which is about a 4-hour drive. And got there, and the event last night was amazing. 3,000 people, about 3,000 people, 2,500, 3,000. I believe it was 3,000. Regardless, it's a lot of people showed up. And the energy was amazing. And that's why it's hard for me to sleep, man, because I'm still so pumped up from the night. And, whether it was one person, 10 people, or 10,000 people, it's just to see a vision become a reality is overwhelming for me in a great way. Like I remember being in my room. I remember thinking that my life was over. I remember not knowing what I was going to do with my life. And I remember being in that room and just telling myself, like, it's rehab time. I had no idea where rehab time would take me. I had no idea, honestly, what rehab time was. I sure didn't think it was me traveling the world, being a speaker, being a connector, as I like to call myself. But tonight, like, made me just sit back and, I haven't took time to, like, sit back and evaluate because I'm always on the move. But I had time tonight to sit back and evaluate and realize, like, man, this vision really became a reality. And, having 3,000 people sing "Make the World Respect Your Greatest." You go to my Instagram stories, you'll see it. I'm going to share more from the night. But I want to share this about Fiji and the people of Fiji, Fijians. If you've never been to Fiji, I would suggest you come. Not just for the beautiful place, but for the beautiful people. It's amazing. This is my second time here, and I've never seen such happiness. If you heard me speak, I talk about this all the time in my speaking engagements. This place taught me so much about appreciation. It's a third world country, but you would never know that by people's attitudes. You would never know that by how much they're selflessness. I mean, how much they are not selfish, right? Their selflessness. How much they give. How much they put themselves second just to help somebody. How much they make a visitor feel like they're at home. And it's not just, you can say, "Oh, Trent, they know you." So no, like people that don't even know me, out here, it made me feel at home. And it's crazy because I've learned in Fiji, and when I talk about it a lot, when you realize appreciation, when you learn to appreciate everything in your life, you'll realize that you have everything that you need. And this place taught me that. I mean, even driving back, like we had to drive back 4 hours after the event. And I was tired. My team was tired. And so I was worried, man, because it's not an easy drive on the island. It's like windy roads, there's no lights. And a guy volunteered to say, "Hey, I'll drive you guys back." And I know he's tired because he was working the whole event. And he decided to do that, and he did that without no hesitation. It was like, "No, we're going to do this for you." And that just meant a lot to me, man. And, it's just, if you've never been to Fiji, come. But the message for you that I have for you is don't give up on your vision. Like, I want you guys to understand something. Like, I'm in Fiji. Like, I don't know if that means anything to you, but it means a lot to me. Anywhere I go across the world. Last month I was in South Africa. And the thing that I realized about that, and I want to share with you, is that there's a world full of strangers, quote unquote, that's waiting to support you. So many of us, we get discouraged. We count ourselves out because we're not getting the support that we need, that we want. People around us, our loved ones, our close friends aren't supporting us. And I just want to tell you, like, I know I've said this before. I know you want it, but you don't need it. Like, 3,000 people showed up tonight. I don't know none of those 3,000. A few people I met before, but 3,000 people showed up. And those 3,000 people just believed in my gift, just believed in my voice. Something about my testimony, my story, right, inspired them. And so I want you to understand that, like, when you're going through your moments of like, nobody's gonna, like, how can I use my life? What's my purpose? Like, you are the purpose. Stop searching for it. You are the purpose. There's people waiting to believe in you. There's people waiting to support you. There's people that need you, your story, your gift, your talent, whatever it may be, your idea. There's a ton of people that you don't know that need you. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But don't let it being hard paralyze your life. Because it's a lot harder staying in a place when you know you're not supposed to be there no more. That's what helps me move forward from a lot of things in my life. Yes, it's hard to move on. It's hard to progress. It's hard, but it's a lot harder to stay there. It's a lot harder to let outside things kill what's inside of your heart. You understand? It's a lot harder to live with that. And so I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a real raw moment. I'm actually in my bed, about to lay it down for the night for a few hours, if I can. But I want to share that with you guys, man. And hopefully that inspires somebody out there to keep going and to not give up. And I don't know the plan that God has for you. I don't know what he has for you, to be honest. I didn't know what he had for me. I didn't know this was the plan. Even though people spoke into my life and told me these things, I didn't know it was the plan. But once I realized it was the plan, once I realized this was the avenue for my life, I started to get visions of me speaking across the world. And I would share those visions with some people. And some people, you know, they kind of give you, oh, okay, but they really don't believe you. Some people didn't see what I saw. But at the same time, I didn't expect them to. Because if God wanted them to see my vision, he would have gave my vision to them. There's a reason why it's my vision. There's a reason why it's your vision. Everybody's not going to see it. So when I told people I would go to Africa, when I told people I would go to Fiji, when I told people I would travel across the world, when I realized this was my life, a lot of people didn't see it. So when people ask me, are you surprised that you're in Fiji? Are you surprised that you got to go here or there? And I say, you know what? When I first started this, I would have told you, yes, I am surprised. But once I realized that this is what I was created to do, my mind was in these places before my body ever showed up. That's vision, right? So it's kind of like my coach in college used to, and throughout my football career, coaches know this. They always tell you to play the game in your head before the night of the game, before you actually play the game. So go over your plays, run the route, right? I used to always hear this. I remember you can find this video on YouTube. I was playing against Texas. I went to Baylor. This was in 2006. Man, that's a long time ago. This was in 2006. And we put in this play against Texas. It was on TV. It was on TBS or TNT, one of those stations. And the whole week we worked on this play, right? It's kind of a trick play where I fake like I'm going to block somebody, and then I shoot up the field, and the quarterback throws it to me. So we've been working on it the whole week. My receiver coach kept saying, he said, play this play in your head. Go through the play. You're going to the huddle. You're breaking. What do you see? How are you going to fake like you're going to block them? What are you going to do? How are you going to feel when you score? He kept telling me, and I play it over and over and over. So I did. So when we got to the game, I felt like I've been there before. I felt like I've been there multiple times. Even though it was my first time physically showing up, mentally, I've already been in this moment plenty of times. To make a long story short, you can find it on YouTube. First play of the game, 67-yard touchdown. And after the game, people asked, was I surprised? And I was like, no, because I already played this in my head multiple times. And, you know, of course, you have to move from thought to action in anything. You can't just think it. You actually have to live it at a point. But it starts up here. You know, this is your greatest prison. This can be your greatest blessing or your greatest prison. The hardest battles you will ever have to face are the battles that take place within here. Those mental battles, those silent battles. And I want you to keep preparing yourself, right? Keep preparing yourself. Keep showing yourself up here. So when it comes to real time in real life, you're comfortable. You know, when I speak now, before tonight, I've already played this 1,000 times in my head. What I'm going to do would make the world respect your greatness. What I'm going to speak about. How the audience is going to feel. Everything. And so when I get there, I'm more comfortable once I get there, if that makes any sense. More confident. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with all that, but but I wanted to share that with you guys. And that's just kind of a tool that I use and I want you guys to use. And it's all about turning those visions into realities, because visions are pointless if they stay visions. Okay? So it's all about working to turn those visions into reality. And it's not about focusing on the how so much. Forget the how. I hate when people, I don't want to say hate, that's a strong word. I dislike when people ask me how. Forget the how. Just focus on the why, focus on the reason. I want you to find one reason why you got to answer that call that God's been calling in your life. One reason why you got to take that idea to the next level. One reason why you got to better your life physically. One reason. Because when that reason is strong enough, I promise you the journey will always reveal the how. Will always reveal the how. Okay? Too many people focus on the how and don't focus on the who, and don't focus on the why. Okay? Let's take some questions for a little bit, because I've been talking too much. Thanks, Carolyn. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, tonight was amazing. Like, I cannot wait to share these videos. Like, so you go to my Instagram and kind of see some clips on my Snapchat. My Snapchat's RehabTime. My Instagram is Trent Shelton. But tonight, man, oh man, tonight was beyond incredible. Man, I actually looked for G in myself. I'm all over that concept for sure. That's right. I want to be me again, feel so depressed. Focus on what you can control. You know, emotions are real, but emotions aren't always facts. So when you go through those moments, you got to change your focus. You know, when I'm always feeling depressed or if I'm feeling doubtful of myself, physical activity for me is the thing. I go for a run. I go work out. I get out wherever I'm feeling that at. I get out that environment. I put myself in a better environment. Tracy, do you ever think of all the people you touch? Nah, man. Like, I'm sure I can't even put this into words. I can't even put it into words. I don't understand it. And what I mean by that is that I don't understand the magnitude of what's going on. I've been trying to figure that out for years. Like the why, but I don't even try to no more. I just trust God. I just realize it's God. It's not me. I don't understand, and I don't realize how many people the messages touch. Of course, I see numbers and stuff like that, but I don't understand the magnitude of my words and what they mean to people. And I say that in a way of like, in the best way I can. Not in a bad way, in a great way. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I can't even put it into words, honestly. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I accept it. And that's what I focus on. You know, a lot of things I don't understand. Like, why me? You know, like, why is it me? Like, what's special about me? Like, what is it? You know, like sometimes I don't know. I do think about that at times, but I focus on the message that I get and how it makes people feel. And that encourages me. You know, when people come up to me and say, you know, this video, and I don't try to understand why it was that video. I just accept the fact that that message helps somebody's life. And that's just how I live now with that. But yeah, I get that question a lot. And I don't understand, like, even tonight, like with all of these people, I don't understand like why, you know, everybody would come to hear me and my story. But I understand that there's a greater purpose for it that I could never probably even imagine. So I'm grateful for all the messages that have touched people, and, you know, for God using me the way he's been using me. And so, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I am tired, Tiffany. I'm very tired, but I'm not. I'm fighting jet lag. Like, I'm tired, but I'm not sleepy, if that makes any sense. But I promise you, I'll get some sleep today. We got another event tomorrow. Katrina, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just answered that, Katrina. I don't know. You know, I don't focus on numbers like that. Like, I don't focus on. You know, of course, I notice it. Like tonight, I noticed it. But like I said, whether it was one person or 3,000 people on here, whether it's 10 people or 1,000 people showing up to my lives, like, I don't understand the magnitude. But I'm appreciative. You know, now when I walk around the airport or anywhere, it's like I've always meet a rehabber. Pretty much every day of my life now, I meet a rehabber that stops me and tells me, you know, thank you. And that just makes me feel like, it fills me up, man. And it reminds me, it helps me too. You know, some days I'll be going through it, and somebody can stop me and say, you know, share their message with me. And that really helps a lot. It really helps a lot. And so I'm thankful for you guys. I'm grateful for everybody across the world, for sure. Why not you? I like that, Stephanie. That's right. Thanks, Sydney. I appreciate you. You help people change their lives. Well done. Thank you. Nicole, do you ever get discouraged at times? Yes, Barbara, of course. I'm a human being. I get discouraged. Yes, I do. But I don't stay there. That's the difference with me now. I get discouraged, but I don't stay there. And, you know, I realize that it's facts over feelings. And so, but yeah, I do. I definitely get discouraged at times. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. All y'all just showing love, man. Like, thank you. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you. Like, for real. Like, you guys share the messages and things like that, and you tell people about me, and, you know, you share the videos. And by the way, Loyalty is Rare video is done. I actually haven't seen the full version. Shane just let me know the other day, so I need to watch it. But it's done. And so it will be released very soon. Who's spoken to your life as a young adult? My mom. There's this pastor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I forgot his name. But he's spoken to my life big time. When I was playing arena football, probably like in 2011, he's spoken to my life, like, majorly. And that touched me like no other, because he didn't know me. He didn't know me at all. And he calls me down. Some of you know this story. He called me down to the front of the church. And he was like, I had like a See My Heart Not My Past shirt on. I just started RehabTime. So RehabTime was fresh, but I was still trying to figure it out. Like, I didn't understand, like, you know, what it was. It was just me It was my brand. It was just me just living it. Like, RehabTime was for me at that point. And he called me down and he said, you know, he's spoken to my life. He asked me a few questions and he said, like, I thought you were about to say, like, I see you going back to the NFL. I promise you, I thought you was about to say that. And I was about to be like, yes, I receive that. It's like funny. We'll receive the stuff that sounds good to us. But then he said, he said something about you. I see you speaking all across the world. He literally said that. And he said, I see you, but he said, but you're going to do it differently. You're not going to be a pastor. It's just going to be different. He's like, you're going to do it in your own way, but it's going to be in a powerful way. And you're going to be yourself, and people are going to accept you for that. And he said, I see you speaking all across the world. And to hear that and to look back now, it's just amazing. And at that time, though, I would be honest with you, I wasn't trying to hear that because I really wanted to play football some more. So I wasn't really trying to hear that. And, I wasn't speaking like that neither at that time, nor did I want to be a speaker. So I was thinking like, man, he don't know what he's talking about. But he knew exactly what he was talking about. God had to place that on his heart because that was before I ever started speaking, like, seriously in a major way. And he spoke that into my life. And, I talked about that tonight. It's like a lot of us, we have callings on our lives, right? As we like to call it in church. God has been calling you to do something, but a lot of times we don't answer that call because that call doesn't look attractive, right? It's not what we want to do. It's not wrapped in success. It's not wrapped in, what we think that what the world has sold us, society has sold us that what success is. And so we kind of run from that call. And that was me, man. I was like, a speaker? I don't want to be a speaker. Like, you don't grow up saying you want to be a speaker, at least not where I'm from. So I didn't want to do that. But to fast forward, I realized that that's what I was called to do. And I look back over my life. People have been speaking this into my life since I was 5 years old. I'm going to bring my mom on here one day and let her tell stories. Since I was 5 years old, people have been speaking this in my life. And if you know me, I'm like the quietest out of everybody in my family. So even my dad, I have a documentary. My dad was like, motivational speaker, Trent? No way. Out of all my sons, he would be the last one I would tell you would do that because he's always quiet. He's always been quiet. But I've been having people speak into my life about this since I was younger. And I just realized that football, the thing that I love to do, was just a vehicle to bring me to what God really had for my life. And I feel like that's how God works sometimes, right? He understands that, you can be hard-headed. So he gives you what you want to do just so he can bring you to what he's called you to do. And, football was a great vehicle for me. It definitely helped me out and prepared me for what I do now. But he knew he had to allow me to take that journey in order to bring me to what I do now. So good morning. It's nighttime where I'm at. It is literally probably 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 a.m. Saturday morning. It's the quiet ones who observe the most. There you go, Lexi. That's totally right. I tell people all the time, I'm quiet. I'm not shy at all. I'm an observer. Like, I'm a learner. I'm a listener. You can learn so much from people when you just let them talk. So much from people. And so I let people talk. And I love to listen. And I'm just chill. And my grandmother told me this a long time ago, and I'll never forget, bless her soul. She said, when you speak, make sure your words count. And so people know when I speak, I'm speaking about something important, And so she said, when you speak, make sure your words count. And so I just don't talk to talk. I don't talk to hear myself. I don't talk to make myself look bigger than other people. Like, if you're ever around me, I'm probably the quietest person in the room, even now. It's funny because people expect me, since I'm a speaker, they expect me to talk a lot and motivate everybody in the room. And I'm just chilling. Like, I'm just chilling, observing. And when I need to speak, I'll speak. But that's who I am. I'm just a naturally quiet person, observer, should I say. And I think that's where you get a lot of my messages from, because I observe so much, and I learn a lot. Hey Jenny, I just want to tell you right now, you are purpose, okay? I know you're feeling lost. Sometimes we get lost because we're trying to find our way in this world. And so I just want to tell you to be still and just realize you are purpose. Realize you can use your life in any way, at any time, to impact this world. You can say volumes when you sit back and listen. That's right. Thank you for being unselfish to tell us this message. No problem. Never been touched by a live video from you more than ever. Thank you. And see, that's even like, right, even telling me that. I didn't think tonight was special, just for me. I didn't think it. But that's what I'm saying. You got to get out your own head. And, I was doubting about going live because I was like, man, I really don't have nothing just to talk about. But it was a pull on me to go live right now. Just right now, a real raw moment in my bed. And I know that somebody needed the message. And so, sometimes the most imperfect moments have the perfect purpose. Sometimes the most imperfect moments, the most real moments, the most unfiltered moments have the greatest impact. A lot of times we try to be perfect. We rehearse perfection. And this doesn't mean that you don't strive to be the best you. Don't take that message from this, because you should strive to be the best you can be. But so many times we get so caught up in the perfection game where we want to be perfect and we have to be perfect. And we literally die to perfection. And what I mean by that is that our dreams, our goals, our ambitions, our worth is killed by perfection, because we feel like we're not perfect, we're not good enough, we're not great enough, we're just not enough in general. And instead of going to go attempt to accomplish, we don't do anything because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're all imperfect people trying to find that perfect purpose for our lives. What I mean by that is the avenue to live our purpose, to use our lives to impact people the most. But, forget the perfection thing, man. Forget it. You see how I am right now, man. I don't care. I could have easily got up and put on some clothes and did all of that and put the right lighting on for you guys and wrote down a message. But for what? Just be you. Just be you. The world needs you. The world don't need no, I don't want to say fake you, because that's not the right word, because you're not fake. But the world don't need a filter you. The world doesn't always need the you that's trying to meet other people's expectations. People need just you. Raw, real, and uncut. And I hope I inspire you guys to be that. Because I'm not like a lot of these guys out here or whoever, or people in general that, that will preach to you perfection and have all the right tools and, and saying the right things all the time. That's not human. I love to humanize myself. What I mean by that is I love to show you that I'm human. I love to show you that I'm human, because I think that's more inspiring than some picture of perfection. At least for me. I can never reach that person. Even with pastors, right? Growing up, I'm glad I have my dad. And my dad was always just real. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, it was hard for me because I always looked at pastors and preachers and stuff like that. They're so perfect. I could never be that. I could never live that life. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized that a lot of them just hide their imperfections. And not just with pastors and preachers, but everybody in this world, And so it's I want to be the person that encourages people to be who they are. I want to be the person that encourages you to believe that you're enough, regardless of your circumstances or whatever. And so hopefully I'll do that with you guys, man. So, and who you see in person is who you get on here. I'm not trying to sell you guys success, man. Like, at least the world's version of it. And there's nothing wrong with living your best life and all of that, but I gotta let y'all know the other side of this, man. You know, it's hard, it's tough. You know, even now I'm away from my family. You know what I'm saying? Like the side that people don't show you guys. You know, the jet lag, the can't sleeps at night. You know, I had to take pictures with probably 1,000 people tonight, which I wouldn't trade in for the world because those people support me. But it's tough, it's hard. But at the end of the day, those imperfect moments still created the perfect purpose for those moments. So yeah. The real authentic you, man. People need that. And that doesn't mean that you are a negative you and you just say, well, people, Trent said just be me and I'm gonna be negative. Don't take that message from that. So guys, I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I'm thankful for you guys and thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in wherever you're at in the world. And like I said, Instagram, Trent Shelton, you want to check out some of the footage from tonight. Make the world respect your greatness. Oh, yeah. Check it out. And I'll be snapping. I'll be Instagramming. I'll be going live when I can just to kind of bring you guys with me, you know, show you guys the world that some of you might not have seen yet and hopefully inspires you to keep being the best you, all right? The best you. And realize when you're the best you, that doesn't mean a perfect you. That's a you that makes mistakes. That's a you that stumbles, falls sometimes. That's a you that is full of greatness at times. Just the best you. Just trying your hardest to progress your life. And that's what life's about, all right? Like I take in every single video. It all starts with you. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate you. If you want to grow, you got to go through the suffering, struggles. That's right, Brianna. I definitely agree. You're so right. Let's get it.